Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever this video finds you, I hope you're having a rad time. I'm the Figure Dude, and on today's Work in Progress Wednesday, we've got Mustache Mountain. Without further ado, let's talk about some figures. Dude. Welcome back to the channel. Like I said, today I am making Mustache Mountain, and unfortunately, it's a tag team we never got. We never got a figure of Trent 7. We did get one figure of Tyler Bate. As of recording, we are a couple weeks out from San Diego Comic-Con, so I could see another Tyler Bate being announced, but at the same time, we're not going to be getting a tag team. And Mustache Mountain was featured very prominently on NXT. I enjoyed them as tag team champions. I thought they were a fun tag team to watch. And then, you know, COVID kind of messed a lot of things up for those NXT UK guys. And by the end, things kind of fizzled out. Trent 7 is no longer with the company. So I went ahead and I did order this Trent 7 headscan a while ago. And I was just going to make a Trent 7. And then I decided to go ahead and get a new Tyler Bate. So this one has his longer hair, and I got these both from Headeration. There is another head scan he has of Trent 7 that has long hair, but I wanted to go with that shorter look. So like time-wise, these head scans don't exactly match up. Not a deal breaker for me though, and I wasn't going to use the old Tyler Bate figure because I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all. I'm going to have it in here at the end to kind of compare it, but this one I made him bigger. The first Tyler Bate figure, real skinny, super pale. I thought it was fine then, but I don't think it stands. I don't think it holds up well. So here we have some Ryback calves. I have some Bo Dallas legs, and then I gave him the ripped torso because he is short, but he is very stocky, and I wanted that represented in the figure. And then with Trent 7, I used a Hacksaw Jim Duggan torso. The crotch piece is from a Nasty Boys figure, and then the lower legs are Stone Cold legs. You can still see the tattoo here, but both of their shoes, I'm going to be painting all white. These are going to be like the socks that go around Trent 7's ankles. We've got Tyler Bate's tattoos. And then we're going to be doing the attire from when they fought Undisputed Era at NXT Brooklyn. So they wore a kind of green, like a little bit darker of a green attire. So I'm going to have to paint both of these guys green. Obviously paint the head scan. So a lot to do here. I'm really excited. I love when I get to, you know, paint, do decals, got to do the head scans. All of that is a lot of fun. So let's get to it. So first off, I have to get the head scans painted. So I'm going to put it on the base layer of these, and I use the same paint mix every time. I know a lot of people use Citadel paints, but I don't. I just have always used Apple Barrel, so I've messed around with what I use for the pale skin tone, but I always use the same ones. I use light mocha, I use sun-kissed peach, I use light territorial beige, and then I use real brown. So it's a weird mix. I'm going to do just like a separate video so you can see exactly what I do. And again, it's not a science, it's not perfect, but it works for what I'm doing, and it's worked for me so far. So gonna get a few layers on those, and then gotta get the bodies prepped. So I'm going to paint white on the crotch pieces for these so that I can draw the lines where I need to, because there's they've got some green and some gray. Just need to get that drawn exactly how I need to. And then in the meantime, I'm just going to keep alternating back and forth. So going to get this blonde done on the hair. And for this, I use a yellow custard paint with a brown. And sometimes it just depends on what brown. So for me, blonde hair is always a little bit difficult. Just kind of matching it up correctly. So for me, it's just kind of like testing out, mixing some things, kind of matching it up and seeing how it comes out, because sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. This one was one that, like, going back looking at Trent 7, looking at Tyler Bate, it was kind of hard to choose between the two, but I feel like I got the right paint mixes, and now it's just a matter of like what I want to dry brush, what I want to, if I want to like put a wash in there. I didn't do the eyes on camera just because I get real up close with them and you'd only be able to see my head, so I did skip over the eyes. That'll be like a whole separate thing that I do, but the heads are pretty much done. I am going to get all the decals cut out. There's a lot of cutting to do here, which, you know, not a huge deal, but I want to make sure I don't mess it up, make sure I get nice and close. So I have to do less matching with the decals and the paint. And then, like I said, I'm going to put the decals on and kind of match it up and draw the lines where I need to so that I can do the paint and I can kind of lay it out before I start doing anything too crazy. The green on these was a little difficult to match. The green that is actually their tire was pretty dark, and the green on the decals is a little bit lighter, like kind of bluish. So I kind of went for a medium between the two, matching them up. But like overall, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I used a Kelly green with an electric blue is what I mixed, and then I did put a couple drops of a darker blue. I used Folk Art, and it's called Ink Spot is what I dropped in there to kind of get this blue that I was looking for. And then the Tyler Bate tattoo, I'm going to cut out, I'm going to draw the lines on there to kind of go around the wrist tape, and then just line it up as best as I can. I think I talked about doing another tutorial with the decals where I show you how I use a hair dryer now. It makes a huge difference. The reason I don't do it on camera is because it'll blow all of my decals all over the place, and that's annoying. So, well, we'll get to that one day when I get the chance. So I do, after I paint the crotch pieces, before I put the decals on, I will put a layer of Mod Podge and let it dry. They stick really, really easy if you do that. If you do that also, you need to make sure you don't, like, you can put too much of the micro set on there and it gets kind of weird feeling. So you have to use a little bit less of that, but I've found it really easy to get it to stick that way. Here they are, my finished Mustache Mountain customs, and I'm just going to start off and say I think these might be my favorite customs that are in my collection right now. I've done a lot of them that I've had a lot of fun with. I've done a lot that have been way more intricate than this, but from top to bottom, I am so happy with how these turned out. The heads, I think this is the best. These two might be the best. I'm going to take them off so we can get a little closer. The best paint jobs I've ever done on a couple head scans. I don't know how well you'll be able to pick up here. So we've got a dry brush on the hair and on the beard. Just really, really happy with just how clean they came out with the brushing. And then same with the Tyler Bate. I put some brown in the beard. And like the eyes are always a pain. Those came out well. Just really, really happy with these. I really like the formulas. The tattoo came out really clean on Tyler Bate. I did have to mess with the decals a little bit. So the green for the decals and the green that I used didn't quite match up. So I had to fib that a little bit. You can see if you get a little bit, well, maybe you can't see if you get a little bit closer. So maybe I just did a good job. It didn't quite line up, but that's going to happen every now and then. And it was either go with the green that matched the decals more or go with a green that matched the actual attire more. So I kind of found a middle ground between there where I wasn't going to it wasn't going to contrast too much, but had to, I just used primer on the shoes for both of them. Obviously we've got Tyler on the back, Trent on the back here. Trent's shoe got a little messed up, but that's okay. I did give him his socks that go above the boots. There were some decals in there as well for those. And then I did paint like the higher up waistband because I didn't realize that at first. So I was going through reference pictures trying to kind of see how like high they wore their tights. So when I was looking at reference pictures, I noticed that Trent 7 had like an extra waistband essentially that went up higher. So I got that painted on, painted that all the way around, and just so happy with how these came out. I don't even know what else to say. Just really, really pumped. Really happy with these. I'm going to post some more pictures on Instagram just to kind of show the heads a little better. But that is going to wrap everything up for today. So if you like what I'm doing here on Work in Progress Wednesday, go check out some other episodes. If you have some suggestions, hit me with them. I'll gladly take some requests. Other than that, please continue to like, share, subscribe. I always appreciate it. And remember, you can't buy happiness, but you can buy more action figures. Figure Dude out.